The following conversations are real. The names were not changed to protect anyone. This is Todd's reaction and interpretation of these conversations. This is Conversations with Todd.
As I'm typing up my Christmas list, which is really the item list of which I'm going to rob from my mother because she gave me permission, I'm going to think of all the things that I can possibly think of. I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. All I want for Christmas is all your stuff. So yesterday, I had an hour-long conversation with my mother. For 50 minutes, we talked about all her doctor's visits. For the last 10 minutes, she told me that I needed to start preparing for the shuffle. The shuffle? She goes, you know, the shuffle. I said, no, I don't. That's why I'm asking. Well, apparently, it's her terminology for preparing to die. From her current age to the time it is that she's going to be dead, it could be 20 years, it could be 2 years, nobody ever knows. So, apparently, my mother wants me to start coming back to New Orleans to go into her house and start taking things that I want. Mind you, my stepfather still lives there. But she says to me, come home and take all the things that you want. And she goes, how about some of these things? And she starts listing things that she thinks that I need to get. So she listed like a couple of pairs of earrings, some dinnerware, and some silverware. I said, do you have replacement sets of dinnerware? And she's like, no. I got rid of all the other stuff and I'm using the antique dinnerware to eat on. How can I come there and get all the things that you're using? So she says, don't worry about it. Don't worry. We're moving to Tennessee at some point. She thinks that time's running out, but really it's not. Because then she goes into a conversation about how she wants to buy a bike. So she attempts to live longer by riding a bicycle, but yet she wants me to come and get all the things in her house. And I still don't know what she's up to. I really hope that my mother has some of these chairs that I'm allowed to rob from her. On another note, I had to go to the bank today to open up an estate account to settle my dad's things, which are a great big chaotic mess, because that's just my dad. Now, why couldn't he be cool like my mother and just say, hey, come over, rob me blind before I die, and you can take whatever you want? Well, he wasn't very cool. But my mother, on the other hand, that's kind of fun. I guess what I'm saying, the moral of the story is, parents, don't put your kids through a chaotic mess when you die. Let them rob you while you're living, like my mother. So I'm sitting here eating my burger, thinking about the conversation I had with my mother. She wants to buy a bike for Christmas so she can attempt to live longer. But yet she told me I can come by the house anytime in New Orleans and pick up the silverware or the dinnerware to which she doesn't have replacements. If she's not eating and she's not using the silverware or having the plates to put the food on, how is she going to live longer? Doesn't she get that buying a bike is not appropriate? I don't know. My mother has an angle and I'm going to figure it out. So I'm waiting for the train right now and I just got to thinking, what if I die before my mother does? How ironic would that be? I mean, I think it's cool. She wants me to, like, rob her.
Is that what a will's for?
That's what a will is for. But I think it's cool that she wants me to rob her, like, while I have choices.
Right.
But what is she, like, what's her angle? Like, that's my question. Like, what's her angle?
Maybe she's not telling you something? Does it want to worry you?
Well, I'm a prober.
Obviously you are, apparently.
Right? I said, what are you planning? And my first thought was, she's moving and she doesn't want to take all these things with her. I went to a restaurant today, and the girl, the waitress, goes, I think your mother is trying to get you to come home to spend more time with her.
Are you an only child?
I'm an only child. Yeah. Yes, I have no siblings. I'm an only child. And yes, my mother does love me. So, apparently she's trying to make it easier for me than my father has. So yes.
Everybody wins.